Hey, can someone check the clothes of the first one who just unbuttoned? Wrestlepalooza was outstanding. Indianapolis delivered an unforgettable event. In front of more than 15,000 people, we cried and got emotional with the victory of Stephanie Váquer. Tell me if this isn't something truly historic. Anyway, even though the event had its ups and downs, it wasn't free of mistakes. So for now, I'll stop talking and today I'll show you 5 mistakes that happened at Wrestlepalooza 2025's. Number 5. Jay's cut. Probably one of the most notable mistakes of Wrestlepalooza. It came from Jey Uso and it was something that nobody really understood. Many of us saw Jey Uso bleeding almost at the end of the match. However, nobody understood what made Jey Uso end up bleeding. However, if we replay in slow motion the moment when Jey Uso hits Bram Breakker, we would realize that Jey Uso actually hits himself in the face with the chair. And that's how he ends up accidentally cutting his face. Can you believe what social media said? Woo, there were a lot of criticisms toward Jey Uso for this huge mistake. But well, in my opinion, this mistake turned out to be one of the most serious of the night because it directly involved the face and blood of a wrestler. However, during the event there would be more mistakes, which you will learn about as the video goes on. Number 4. The Váquer collision. Stephanie Váquer's win over Io Sky was one of the night's biggest surprises. She became the women's champion for the first time in history. And Chile and Latin America and all Spanish-speaking people felt tremendously excited and represented by this, because we know the enormous effort she made to get to where she is. However, during her fight there was a small mistake that we all noticed, or well, maybe not everyone. And at the beginning of the match, Stephanie Váquer went to swing on the ropes and ended up hitting the cameraman. The image on the screen shook, and although nothing at all happened to the cameraman, the match continued quickly, and this incident wasn't even mentioned again. However, if we look at a live video recorded by a fan, we would realize that the contact between Stephanie Váquer and the cameraman was actually quite mild. In fact, the real problem was that Váquer lunged onto the ropes, and when she brushed past the cameraman, the camera ended up moving a lot, but it was from the cameraman's hands. It wasn't a serious problem, no, because she barely touched the cameraman, but she did manage to throw him off balance. Number 3. Jay and his punch that didn't land. We're back to the tag team match, the second match of the night, which actually received quite a bit of criticism. Not necessarily because of the wrestlers, but rather WWE and the production for the incredible filler that was created at the beginning of the match. The Usos took way too long to make their entrance, and if that wasn't enough, there had already been a lot of commercials before that. But anyway, during the tag team match, Jey Uso left Bron Breakker in the corner to perform his signature move on him. Something I noticed is that Jey Uso never actually touched Bron Breakker anywhere on his body to punish him. The worst part is that the camera was so close to the action that it made it obvious the hit never actually landed on Bron's body. Even though some users on X commented about this, it went unnoticed by the vast majority. What is it? I noticed this at the very moment it happened and thought I should make a note of it for my subscribers. A pause from Kody. The main event of the night lasted just over 15 minutes and was between Cody Rhodes and Drew McIntyre. During this match, there was a moment that made all of us think for a bit. And that's because when Cody Rhodes tries to jump on the middle rope to then perform a move on Drew McIntyre, he froze for a few seconds and no one, absolutely no one, knows what happened to him. It's like, for Cody Rhodes, the world stopped, everything froze and he went blank. Even Drew McIntyre didn't understand what was happening. What really happened to Cody Rhodes? Why did he pause for a few seconds? After that, mysteriously, he continued performing his moves without any problem and everything went on as planned. But no one can understand what happened to Kody Rhodes during those seconds when he was paralyzed. It's as if someone had a remote control in their hand and pressed pause on Kody Rhodes to make him stop. Or not, even better, it's like we paused a video game match to go to the bathroom. It was really crazy, but anyway, the point is that it happened and no one will ever know why that happened to Kody Rhodes. Number 1, Jay again. Oh my god, I don't even know how to keep going with these mistakes. Jay again. Uso is leading a new list of mistakes in this video. And it was for something really similar to what we already talked about with Braun Breaker, but this time it happened with Bronson Reed. And that's because LA's intervention as a referee in the match left a lot to be desired. Because in reality, he used his authority whenever he wanted and against whoever he wanted. In short, he was a very biased referee. What happens is that at some point during the match, Bronson Reed wanted to attack Jimmy Uso, and Jay quickly showed up to give him a tremendous kick to the head. A kick that in reality never actually hit Bronson Reed. And this other wrestler, obviously very professional, ended up faking it in the same way, just like Jay Uso's mistake with Bronson Reed. Unfortunately, the camera was also very close to the action. That let us see Jay Uso's kick never actually landed. The people in the arena barely reacted to this kick because it was obvious that it never hit Bronson Reed's face. Anyway, Jay Uso left a lot to be desired in this event. I really try to support him and defend him, but sometimes it's just not possible. Did you notice any other mistakes that weren't shown in this video? Let me know now in the comments. I want to take this opportunity to tell you to subscribe to my secondary channel because on Tuesday a new video will be coming out. Obviously it's related to wrestling, but in a more personal way. I'll be leaving the link in the description.